Playing on controller is absolutely broken in competitive Fortnite right now. And I'm not just talking like Ninja complaining on Twitter broken. I'm talking like aimbot broken. Now, aim assist has been a fixture of competitive FPS for years, but I'm here to tell you exactly what it is and how it works, and how it absolutely fucking broke competitive Fortnite in half. Now, this is the part of the video where normally I tell you to like and subscribe, and you should still do that, especially if you like Fortnite, because I'm the only one around here who does. But we've got something new for you. We're streaming on Twitch these days, so head over to twitch.tv/theScore esports and give us a follow. Alright, so how could it be that in competitive esports, a controller player could beat a mouse and keyboard player? For years, controller players have been laughed out of the competitive building. Unless, of course, we're talking about like Halo or Call of Duty. But in Fortnite, due to a mechanic called aim assist, well, the controller players have taken over.
Alright, I can still aimbot with this. Gotta lower it again. Come on, bro. Hold on, I need to get the finish on this dude. Okay, there we go.
Aim assist is kind of like a magnet. When you're on controller, you're at a disadvantage as far as aiming and tracking. So when you aim down sight, the reticle kind of follows the target a little bit, just to give you, a little advantage. And this has existed forever, but it hasn't been until the last few years when crossplay got into the mix of things that controller players and mouse and keyboard players started to be pitted against each other in esports competition. And balancing how aim assist affects that arms race has proved to be quite the challenge for developers. At first, in Fortnite at least, it was pretty light touch. You had controller players like Aiden and Nick Merckx rise up and challenge people at the competitive level, which honestly shocked the community that you could be that good and compete with mouse and keyboard players.
Yeah, they came straight over top using that, probably a glider to get right on the balcony, and there it is. Whoa, Ryan gets completely caught off guard. Wow, what just happened right there? Erased.
But even by the time the World Cup came around, controller players, they were the outliers.
But ladies and gentlemen, there's no way anyone beats him! Your Fortnite World Champion, Booga!
But not anymore. This past weekend in the Fortnite Championship Series Invitational, the top 6 players in NA West were on controller. And in NA East, there was just one non-controller player in the entire top 5. It's actually gotten so bad that some of the top players in the world are trying to reteach themselves the game on controller to get this aim assist advantage. Okay, so at this point you're probably sitting there asking yourself like, Keith, isn't aim assist in like every controller game ever? How could it possibly be having this big of an effect on Fortnite? Well, Fortnite is a little different right now, and different from most games just in general.
Holy... Check with that.
To me, there are 3 main reasons this is going on. First is pretty simple. That magnetism I talked about is just a little too good in Fortnite. If I get triple headshotted with an AUG one more fucking time, I'm gonna break my monitor. Second, Epic Games decided to vault traps, which used to be a mechanic and an item in Fortnite that really helped stop people from jumping in your box. They would shoot the wall with an SMG, jump in and try to shotgun you, you put a trap on the wall, it would kill them, and then you would move on. And that was a good way for mouse and keyboard players to stop controller players from taking advantage of aim assist and jumping in their box. But without that, they're free to just jump on in.
No, whoa! Bro, like, what, dude? Like, oh my god, fucking controller is so OP, bro. Like, look at that shit, dude. I'm like 130 and triple dinks me, dude.
The last is time to kill. This isn't pro Call of Duty, guys. You can't just kill someone in 10 seconds. At the highest level, build fights can last like 3 minutes. So when I'm on controller, and I have aim assist, and I can hit those cheeky little shotgun shots over the builds, then my mouse and keyboard opponent, they have a little less health, they might have to shield up faster. I'm at a huge advantage in the fight. So with all this in mind, let me tell you, the competitive scene is pissed. Most notably Tfue, who feels like he's been complaining about aim assist for like a calendar year at this point. Not only are controller players dominant, but the way they're dominant just kind of sucks. So people are cranky about it, including, as usual, Ninja, who responded to the outcry on Twitter with this video.
Controller aim assist is more, it's performing way better than it does on Xbox and PlayStation and shit when you're on PC. I see a lot of players, obviously even Aiden and a couple others are, talking about how it is extremely broken, it is extremely overpowered right now.
This is just the standard though, right? Shit goes down, the big names complain, they get their views on Twitter, same old, same old. But the most staggering reaction to all of this is from the controller players, the ones benefiting from all of this, who also think that aim assist needs a massive nerf. You know when guys like Scoped, a guy who's become one of the best players in the world on the sticks in the last year, says that aim assist is too much? It's probably time to take notice. Look, if you ask me, aim assist existing is a good thing. The fact that you can battle on either controller or mouse and keyboard in games like Apex Legends, games like Fortnite, and games like Warzone is actually really cool. And it also makes this whole esports thing a lot more appealing to that 12-year-old kid sitting on his couch with a controller in his hands playing PlayStation. But I also get the other side of it. It feels bad that some random punk can pick up a controller and shoot you out of the air like he's a sicko at the game after one day of playing. And that's pretty much exactly what Shroud said.
I do get your point, though, because, no random schmuck can just pick up a mouse and keyboard and do somewhat well. They're going to suck, and they're going to suck a lot. But if you grab, a controller, there is a chance that it'll kind of just assist you in some situations, So
Now, with all of that in mind, there are others that stand on the other side of this debate and say that no matter what, no matter how hard developers try, that mouse and keyboard and controller and aim assist will never be conducive to a healthy esports environment, and that in some cases, like Fortnite, the fact that aim assist exists is holding them back from being the competitive game that they maybe could be.
I know you need aim assist with controller. I know you do. I get that. But fuck, it's not viable PC, mouse and keyboard, and controller competing against each other. It's just fucking not. I have to pull down to compensate. They just have to put their crosshair in the right spot.
Now, to end off this subject, I think it's important to say that Epic Games has acknowledged that this is a problem. Or at the very least, they say that on their next patch after the FNCS Invitational ends this weekend, they're going to be addressing controllers and aim assist. Now, before I leave you with this subject, I should say that Epic Games, they say they're going to address controllers on their next set of patch notes. That comes after the FNCS Invitational finishes off this weekend. So maybe we'll have it, Maybe they'll nerf aim assist, controllers and mouse and keyboard players will finally be equal, and we'll see really who the best Fortnite player is. If we start playing Fortnite, our viewers are not going to be happy. These cats hate Fortnite. Look, guys, it's fun, okay? It's a fun game. It's okay to play games that are fun, even if they are not the peak level of competition with consistent spray patterns. Fortnite and CSGO are both good in their own rights.